I don't normally do this. I am not a game reviewer, but I am a player of games. In particular, this game, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which is one of those rare games where I drop everything on the main channel and play it from beginning to end. The only other games I can think of that I've done that for are Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and also Little Nightmares 1 and 2. Sometimes there's just games that completely grab me and I want to complete them because I personally want to play through the game, but also make videos on them as well because you guys love the games too. And Security Breach was one of them. However, I thought I'd offer a review, not with a score or anything official like that, but I just wanted to share my experience because I don't think it came across 100% in the videos, because with all the positives, there are some negatives too. And hey, I thought you might be interested. If you're new around here, this is the second channel called DanTDM Live. Might change the name in the future. Right, just upload whatever I want, basically. So if you could hit the like button, that'd be awesome. Subscribe if you're brand new. That would be great. So I think I'm finally done with Security Breach. I don't think I'll open it again for a while, if at all. And I hit 30 hours, which is a lot of game time for me. I don't put 30 hours into any game unless I really, really like it. So I'm going to start off with the positives. I really enjoyed Security Breach. I think the main thing I liked about it is it went away from the traditional Five Nights at Freddy's games, the looking left and right, closing doors. There was still a little element of that, but having it in first person, running around 3D environments was awesome. That's exactly what it needed. And before I go any further, I know Five Nights at Freddy's has a super dedicated fan base. I don't mean to offend. I'm just sharing my own personal experiences. So if you don't agree, I'm sorry, I guess. This is just my opinion. Now, the reason I like that it went away from the traditional Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't know, concoction, experience, formula, that's the word I'm looking for. It's because you get to know the characters a little bit more. There's a little bit more storytelling. I'm not great with games that just have really loose lore and then you have to pick up the pieces. I prefer just being told what's going on. I have a very simple mind. But I feel like with the 3D environments and all the extra storytelling, you really got to know about the animatronics more. Both the evil ones and the good one, being Freddy Fazbear. Sorry, Superstar Freddy, who definitely, I think, captured the hearts of pretty much everyone. It was really nice to have Freddy as a nice character, your friend. Even though befriending a small child is very questionable, but he's a robot. Can we punish him for that? This is getting weird. I'll carry on. My next point is the story was basic. The story was really kind of linear, I guess, which, as I've mentioned before in the previous point, I do not mind. I kind of like games that are a little bit more to the point and less open-ended, so I didn't mind that too much. And there's also the future-proofing for this game, which I think they should do, which is DLC. If they're not doing DLC and that's not in their plans, I don't know what they're planning, because they need to do that. The controls were good, so that's a really boring one, but too many controls hurts my brain, so the controls were really good. Never had an issue with those whatsoever. And I also like that even though the main story is pretty linear, I like that it had 6 endings because it keeps with the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, I guess. And there was tons of collectibles as well. Love those. And I felt like I opened a lot of gift boxes. Apparently, I didn't. I missed so many. But that was great because you got to explore the environments, which was one of the greatest parts of the game. This game was beautiful. It was so nice to look at. Every time I was playing the game, when it runs smoothly, it was awesome to play. It was just a joy to go around all these new environments in the Freddy Fazbear world like we'd never seen them before. Usually it was 2D, 3D out of push, but this was pretty much open world and a lot of fun to explore, especially when you're finding all the collectibles, hidden rooms, and all the lore and stuff. That was great. However, coming on to the looks of the game, it would have been 400 times better if the game ran well. I tried to avoid it so much in my Let's Play because I didn't want the video to be jarring to watch, but the game performance is honestly one of the worst I have ever recorded, ever. And I've done this for like 10 years. Every 30 seconds, if not more often, the game would just like stutter. And by that, I'll just throw up a screen just to show you. When you are running, which is a big part of the game, there's lots of like fetch and run quests, especially when you're running from animatronics. And at the beginning of the game, where some of the worst hitches are, I kept getting caught because of these hitches. The game would like hang for a second, and then when it came back to life, I'd been caught already. So that was really really frustrating. I have an incredible computer, not to flex, and I could only play it on medium in windowed at 1080p, and I still got the most ridiculous frame jumps, skips, and stuttering I have ever seen in a video game. And the game has been out for, I want to say, at least close to a month now, and it's still not been fixed. The apparent reason for this is because they didn't want loading screens, which is good. However, there are fake loading screens in the game. If you don't know how they work, the elevators are all fake loading screens because technically you're still playing the game, but while you're in the elevator, the environment is loading, which is where I kind of don't mind stuttering. If it's a fake loading screen, great. Another example of this was between Roxy Raceway and the main Pizzaplex. That was a really hitchy mess, that corridor, but it was loading Roxy Raceway and the hairdresser place as well. Now, I don't mind if there's odd corridors with hitches in. That's fine. If it means that it keeps the gameplay seamless, which I think is what the developers were going for, that's fine. But it happened everywhere. The worst experience was in those fake loading screens, but even when you're running around, that thing was hitching all over the place, and I was still playing on medium. I think there's also RTX in this game. Couldn't even try it. It runs at like 5 frames, and that was on the lowest DLSS setting. It ran so bad. And I want to keep reiterating the point because maybe it would be less annoying if I wasn't making videos on it, because visually it's very jarring. And if I was playing it without making videos, maybe it wouldn't be too bad. But it did start to interrupt the gameplay at points. So I guess it needs fixing. It needs looking at. I understand the no loading screens, but in exchange for the performance, I'd rather just have a loading screen, to be honest. There were also various bugs. There were some times when, especially after 6 a.m., because you cannot save at all. And for some of the endings, you have to do a lot of stuff. You have to do find item in the bottom right-hand side of the Pizzaplex and then go to the top left without getting caught and not... It was hard, basically. There was a lot riding on not getting caught. So one of the ways to avoid getting caught was using Freddy. But then there was at least twice when I got stuck in Freddy and lost all my progress. So my recording, I lost an hour recording because I couldn't use it. I got stuck in Freddy and he jump scared me. I couldn't use the charging points. That happened to me 3 times and ruined 2 recordings. Again, more annoying because I was making videos on it because I lost time in recording. But as a player, that would be frustrating as well. Nothing more frustrating than losing hours of game time. So that desperately needs fixing. I guess I should have mentioned as well, this is only the PC version. I don't know about the console versions, but I do know it had one bug where you couldn't play one of the Princess Quest games, which should have definitely not been in the full release at launch. I guess I'm kind of rambling now, but the performance was awful. And I know they're a fairly small games company, and I don't want to trash on the game, but this is a review. I want to be fair and honest. That side, I hated it. But even though it had those performance issues, I still thoroughly enjoyed 30 hours of gameplay. So I can't really complain too much, but it was awful. Ask anyone who plays the game and they'll say exactly the same thing. It was bad. I think because it was a run and hide style experience most of the time, it made it even more annoying because it would hitch. You'd have to wait and see where everyone had moved to. You wanted fast moving, but you couldn't do it because of the hitching. It was so annoying. And it's a shame because the game looks beautiful. So where do I hope they go with this? I hope this isn't the end for Security Breach. I really hope that they bring out DLCs, as I've already mentioned in this video. I'm trying to think of anything else that stuck out as something I really didn't like. I guess there were more bugs, like certain buttons wouldn't work. Animatronics would teleport. Actually, animatronics. When you get to like 4 to 5 to 6 a.m. and beyond, the animatronics don't really catch you. I got caught by so many guard bots that I should have been in danger way too many times. It made the game easier, but if you're in like 4, 5, 6 and beyond AM, it should be really hard. And it made the guard bots a little bit obsolete near the end when you started destroying the animatronics. I didn't see Broken Chica anywhere. I didn't see Broken Monty anywhere apart from a glitched minigame and just standing still in the arcade. And I know that man can use his arms to move because I saw it with my very own eyes. So I wish I saw some more of the mangled animatronics, basically. But after I destroyed them, I barely even saw them for like 5 seconds for the rest of the game. I guess I don't want to go on too long, but you guys really enjoyed the videos, so I'm guessing you really enjoyed the game, and I really did as well. However, the optimization, the performance was, again, one of the worst I've ever played. So hopefully they can fix that in the future. before more people experience the game. So if you take out that negative, the game's awesome. It's so good. I thoroughly enjoyed playing it and also experiencing Five Nights at Freddy's and the characters that we've loved for a long time now in a completely different setting, and I hope they do more. Either a Security Breach 2, completely different game, because I really loved Five Nights at Freddy's VR as well, which Steel Wool also developed. And the best parts of that game, which I think I mentioned in my Let's Play of Security Breach, the best parts of the VR game were not the traditional remade FNAF games. It was the new stuff with Ennard and all the new animatronics. All of that stuff was awesome, which is why I'm glad they took that kind of direction with Security Breach. Anyway, rambling. I'm rambling. The too long didn't read. The game was awesome. I really enjoyed it. However, the bugs and the stuttering at times made me want to give up. The lost progress, the rage quits, I've had plenty of them, but I've deleted the files so you'll never see them, all right? And I hope we see some more Five Nights at Freddy's games in the future by this game development company. Steel Wool are great at what they do. They're taking Five Nights at Freddy's out of their comfort zone and in something new, and it's working. I really like it. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk, and I'll see you next time. Bye.